This Dragon Quest situation just keeps getting wilder as it seems like the video has been scrubbed from the internet, or at least attempted to have been scrubbed from the internet, likely by Square Enix themselves. Welcome back to Words of Paradise. I'm your host, Leon Idol, and you might be asking, what are you even talking about? That just sounded like gibberish. Come on, Leon, give us a little bit more than that. And I'm sorry, my mind is mile a minute. I'm so flabbergasted that companies would go so far as to try and scrub a video that the majority of people agree with from the internet. But if you don't know what I'm referring to, then let's take a look at this. Anti-censorship interview between Dragon Quest creator and Dragon Ball editor wiped from the internet. Spokesperson claims the video has been spread in a manner that is far removed from the true meaning. Basically, what happened, what went down in this here town, was that the creator of Dragon Quest and the editor for Dragon Ball were being interviewed for the Tokyo Game Show. And in that interview, they talked about a lot of the same thing that us problematic Gamergate chuds talked about. Hey, why are we censoring artwork? Hey, what's going on with body type 1 and 2 instead of saying male and female? And you could tell they were roasting this modern leftist ideology, and they were straight up equating it to American sensibilities, and how it's all our own fault. And while I really can't blame them, yeah, the lefties didn't take too kind to that, and they threw quite the bit of a fit over on social media. Now, because of that's old news. If you didn't know, bingo, bango, bongo, now you're caught up. Now, here's the new news, or at least new as of yesterday, but there was so much to talk about yesterday, I didn't quite get to this story then. The video itself, flat gone, and it's been removed from a lot of places. Now, there are still places you can find it, and I'm going to show you some of the places you can find it. However, the video has been scrubbed from the YouTube, from their own Twitter, from a lot of spaces on Twitter, and people hopefully, or thankfully, already had it downloaded, have backups, have been trying to re-upload it, repost it, the whole nine, and yeah, so we're going to talk about all this. Before we do, hit that subscribe button. I'm a Nerdy News channel. I cover nerdy news every day, and we are going to go over the video. But first, we're going to go over a little bit of this article here from our boys over Batting in the Comics. In the aftermath of the two esteemed creators setting the internet ablaze with their criticisms of America's content standards, nearly all traces of the recent anti-censorship discussion held between Dragon Quest creator Yuji Horii and former Shonen Jump editor-in-chief Kazuhiko Torishima have been forcefully scrubbed from the internet. Now, this right here is why I'm not getting this game. This right here is why I'm not getting this game, because I was annoyed by the body type 1 and 2 thing, like everybody else was. Like, I'm a big Dragon Quest fan. Love Dragon Quest. The body type 1 and 2 thing annoyed me, but I was going to buy it. And they did this. They are redoing, they improving by their own logic. They are redoing Toriyama's art. Famed artist, man behind Dragon Ball, Dr. Slump, Akira Toriyama, who just passed away this year. They're redoing his art for the game. Look at this. Let's see. Do we have a? Yeah. Let's just go back right to the beginning here. Do we have a picture of it? It might be at the top of this article. Yeah, here we go. Right here. I get it. You want to be more PC. You want to be like, oh, we can't show that this badass female warrior has, exposed thighs. We gotta throw some shorts on her. And yeah, that censorship is egregious. But we're talking about Toriyama. We're talking about the best to ever do it, the GOAT. And you're censoring his art. Plus, your shading isn't as good. The updated color palette isn't as good. The moment they decided to change and alter, not only desexify, but just alter in general, the work of that great man, you lost business from me. Fuck this game. But as far as the censorship goes, yes, you can see, for example, with this barmaid here, they've added leggings and whatnot to cover up some exposed skin. You can see that they've, again, added, little thigh stuff here, some little jorts or whatever, shorts. The censorship is off the rails. As previously reported during there's troll characters in the games have their lips censored now because the people are so racist. They see big lips and immediately equate to black people. That seems like a you guys problem. We never once thought that when playing the game. As previously reported during an interview given to Japanese video game news outlet Denfami Nico Game Magazine during the recent Tokyo Game Show 2024, the two were asked by their host Naz Chris about the censorious changes made to the female warrior, female warrior, female Garabao, and male male monster Wrangler class designs in the upcoming Dragon Quest III HD 2D remake. Well, there are a lot of restrictions, like you can't be too revealing, Hori began, as per a transcript of the interview provided by Japanese video game news source Games Talk and subsequently machine translated by Google Translate. Now, obviously, Japanese does not translate to English 101. There are going to be some issues here, but as a whole, we are very much able to get the gist. It is not hard. Pressed in turn by Chris, I mean, it's fiction, but isn't it fine for you, the protagonist, to go on an adventure in it? Is that wrong? It's a game. It's non-fiction in the virtual experience of fiction, so I think it should be fun, the RPG icon affirmed. I don't know. I really don't know, though. If you reveal too much, the target age group will increase, or maybe it won't be suitable for all ages. And, you know, from that point, they're like, it might be harder to sell copies if the age rating goes up, which does make sense. Jumping off his colleague's point, Torishima explained, compliance is an absolute god. There is something like the evil in the name of good, but it's not like everyone doesn't feel uncomfortable, because not everyone has the same idea about what is good and bad, like clean and dirty. At the root of everything, there are a few things that you absolutely must not do, and if you don't do those things, everyone else will be fine, right? That doesn't exist. Basically, at this point, they're just sort of going over the video, which I would like to do as well. We'll go over the video. But, yeah, the Type 1 and 2 variants of the heroes. So, you know, again, you got your male and female hero. Fine. But it's being called Type 1 and 2, not male and female, which is absolutely insane. And let's just go ahead and watch the video on this subject. Now, rules vary from country to country, so when trying to sell widely, there's the issue of having to comply with the strictest regulations. Now, who do you think they're going to claim has the strictest regulations? Under the name of compliance. It's like an absolute god and evil disguised as good. By the way, this is as Fujitori. I flipped him by mistake. There's no such thing as content that doesn't make everyone uncomfortable. Because beauty and ugliness, good and evil are different for everyone. There are a few things that absolutely must not be done, and as long as you don't follow those, you're free to do as long as you do follow those, you're free to do the rest. Basically, there are some genuine truths out there, so some things that you don't put in your video games, and as long as you don't put them in there, you can make whatever you want. They also go on, you know, to rail on the male and female characters, like, you know, right here in Dragon Quest, you used to be able to choose between a male and female main character, but now you can't choose between a man and a woman anymore. We have to label them as Type 1 and Type 2. I really wonder who's even complaining about this. And this video is being viewed on Odyssey. You can still find it on Odyssey. Actually, this is Will of Fans, and they took it and re-uploaded it. Good on you, Will of Fans. Good on you. Appreciate you, bud. But yeah, so you can view the video on Odyssey. But the real crux of the issue, the real thing we need to talk about, is it being pulled down. Now that you guys know the context around it, now that you guys know what's being said about the game, about why it's, you know, by the creators no less. You know what's being said by the creators themselves and by others in the industry. Square Enix seems to be, because Dragon Quest is a game that is produced and published by Square Enix. Well, this goes against the very ethos of their message. If you go to the Square Enix website, you know, they're so proud of their compliance with ESG. They have only just recently fired Sweet Baby Inc. And frankly, I'm not even so sure that I believe that. Yeah, Sweet Baby Inc. got removed from their website, but I haven't really seen enough evidence to provide that means that they actually got fired, that they full-on fired the individual. So the point is, when Square Enix sees that one of its fabled storytellers, one of its most creative game masters, somebody that people look up to and have been wanting, you know, looking to buy this game from for ages, they see that he is just denigrating and disrespecting the modern leftist ideology that has swept through them. Oh, I bet homie got a firm talking to, and they are doing everything they can to try and remove this video. They tried to go out of their way to claim the video was taken out of context. It was not. You guys saw the context. It's pretty straightforward. They tried to say that it was mistranslated. There was only one translation in there, and it went from, they mistranslated one word as sex education when it should have been purity. That was the extent of it. All in all, the nefarious ends that these individuals will go to get rid of this video, because it does... it aligns with everything that normal people are saying. Not even anti-woke people, but normal people. People that are just like, we want to be able to play video games in peace without having to do this Type 1 and 2 nonsense, without having everything censored. let us make the decisions as consumers. You owe us that much. It really shouldn't be hard for us to be able to look at a product and say whether or not we want to buy it based on the content, based on whatever's in that piece of content. And so when you see this overabundance of censorship, and when you see people speaking out about it, and overarching powers seeking to shut that down, it is cause for concern. Yes, in this instance, it's just a video game, but it is still someone's free speech and ideas being shut down by a larger corporate entity, and that should be enough on its own to give you pause. But those are just my opinions. Let me know yours in the comments down below, or let me know on X where you can find me at Word. And please do subscribe. I'm a nerdy news channel. I cover nerdy news every day, not always about the video game industry, but anime, movies, music, Magic the Gathering, you name it. Check me out on Instagram at wordsofparadise_Leon, and become a member for $4.99 a month. You can join the Discord, choose the articles I go through on a day-to-day basis, choose the videos I react to on my Friday night live streams, and of course, get involved with over 80 other vital idols. We are a bright, beautiful, glowing, vibrant community that I cannot wait to grow even further, because we do care about diversity. Only one kind of diversity of thought. If that's interesting to you, join the Discord, hit subscribe, and until next time, it is all here in the Nerdosphere. This has been Words of Paradise.